Gemini. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. This is the Collective Soul Tarot, and I'm Kay. Welcome to your reading. And let's begin. So we're asking Archangel Michael and the Holy Spirit to provide for us energies for the past, present time, and near future time with the Zodiac 108. So Archangel Michael, what card do we have starting with the past energy? We have Rainbow. Okay, and then present day is Cabin. And near future is Person of Fire. So that would be, I'm thinking when it's Person of Fire, it's, well, they've got Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, so the fire elements there. Okay. Let's see what the past energy has to say. We have Rainbow for the past. Wish granted. Serendipity. Blessing. Patience pays off. Abundance. Hope. Good luck. Patience. Promise. Godsend. Creation. Manifesting wealth. Prosperity and perfect timing. Rainbows. You know, like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I'm assuming that's what this energy is talking about. And then we have Cabin for the present day energy. Lonely, confined, detached, remote, secluded, go within, insolent, disengaged, close off, kept apart, quarantine, island, segregate, separated, divide, disconnected, and sequestered. Wow. And Gemini, we have for your near future, Person of Fire. Again, those fire element energies of Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Person of Fire, the trendsetter leader, confident, visionary, catalyst, energetic, entrepreneur, sexy, outgoing, creative, ruthless, courageous, strong-willed, teacher, actress, entrepreneur, and artist, PR person. Those are some of the, I guess, the careers or whatever is going on there. And let's find out, what should we look at with respect to what all this means, Gemini? So we have the rainbow with a wish granted, serendipity, blessings, and so forth. Patient pays off, abundance, hope, good luck, patience, promise, godsend. And so when it's the rainbow energy, it's like you have found the end of the rainbow where the pot of gold is supposed to reside, right? And the pot of gold is all the abundance and prosperity in the world. And so this would be truly a wish fulfilled, a wish granted, wish fulfilled for Gemini in the past. Near past or far past, it'd be up to you. Some of you would be near past, some of you would be far past. So something has paid off for you. You have reached some kind of milestone in your life. And that milestone could be anything. So we can leave it open to that. It could be anything from having just celebrated your 30th wedding anniversary. And you're still with the person that you married, obviously, they're still alive. And you're feeling pretty darn good that the two of you are still together in life. It could be having a baby. That could be something, or just getting married to the person that you've been, thought that there'd be no one else but this person that you would ever marry, and so you're marrying them. It could be that perhaps you won the lottery. Right? You play the lottery a lot and you maybe won small amounts here, there, and anywhere, but finally you've hit the jackpot kind of thing. You might have either got a really great job recently that has a great signing on bonus plus your salary and plus annual bonuses. It could be that you finally graduated and you're now a teacher. You can teach in wherever it is that you have specified with. It could be elementary age kids or college. But you have achieved something, and it could be that the person that you have had on your mind, they've either come back to you or you have been able to reach out to them and they haven't rejected you. So there's something that you have achieved, maybe health-wise as well, that you had a goal of losing 50 pounds in 3 months, and you've done that. Actually, you over-succeeded, and something like that. So in any area of your life, work, finance, career, work and career, finance, and then relationships and health. Okay? So cabin, though, in the present energy is that it talks about being lonely, detached, remote, secluded, disengaging, closing yourself off. Let's say that whatever it was that you achieved as a milestone, achieved successfully, your wish has been granted in the past, things aren't going quite the way you would hope they would be, having achieved this wish come true, right? So it's like they say, always be careful what you wish for, because even though it might be something that you really desired to have back then, and you achieve it, you get what it is that you wished for, the relationship, the job, the education, so that you can be a teacher, or whatever it is, right? Any kind of degree. And just having lost 50 pounds in that period of time that you had hoped to lose that weight, it turns out that right now things aren't as good in that area of your life that you had achieved something then. It's kind of like, be careful what you wish for, because things like this, let's talk about a relationship with somebody, that person turns out to not be really the one that you thought they would be, and you're questioning whether or not you should be in this relationship anymore. And it's like let's say if you're a woman and this is a man that you wanted to be in a romantic relationship with, committed to, maybe even married to, you find that they spend a whole lot of time either at work, or they spend a whole lot of time with their buddies, their friends, and they don't really spend much time with you. In fact, if you have children with them, their kids don't see them that often either. That you're really left to be socialized with the children, and taking care of them for the most part. They might be providing you financially, taking care of the household and the kids, or with you as well, you might be providing, but they might be the main breadwinner, and but the payoffs there, right? Or trade-offs, I should say, trade-offs there, because they're providing financially for basic needs and then some, but as far as emotionally and their time and energy, they're pretty much putting it elsewhere. And so you're feeling like you're being left out in the cold, like a Five of Pentacles energy, with the cabin energy. You're feeling like perhaps the job that you had sought and dreamt about having, it's not all that. It's got a lot more responsibilities than you expected, and the pay is not evolving as the responsibilities evolve, kind of thing. So you're feeling like you kind of got yourself into a situation that's not as nice as you had thought it would be. Yeah, so we can leave it there. But you don't have to be a Sagittarian, Aries, or Leo to experience this near future energy. It's just a person of fire, somebody who has got a lot of enthusiasm and is motivated, Gemini. So you might have Sagittarius Leo or Aries in your chart, your birth chart, as well as one of your other major areas, like if your sun is Gemini, but your moon might be in Sagittarius, or your ascending sign might be Aries, or your Venus is Leo. So it could be, but it doesn't have to be. But in any case, you'll be in the near future, you'll be experiencing the ability to actually take what you've been dealt with, that you pursued and achieved and succeeded, turns out to be not everything that you dreamed of it would be. And now you're having to find a way to get yourself either through this mess, through this situation, this experience, or to get out of it. And you are finding that motivation to set yourself free, basically going your separate ways. This is something is going to come along that's going to catalyze the energy that you're going to need, or the situation that's going to need to come around, where you can courageously move forward in the direction, in some way that's going to make, ameliorate the effects of this kind of going wrong. You're going to be able to be, the fire is going to be under you, so to speak, and you're going to be able to confidently move yourself forward alone, entrepreneurially, and that could be like, if business-wise, or just on your own as an entrepreneur, trying to be a trendsetter in I'm making lemonade out of lemons here. I no longer feel like I've made strawberry lemonade out of lemons, just lemons, right? If you want to go that way, we could say it like that. You're not just making, you're making lemonade because you've got lemons. That's what you were dealt with. You're not going to be trying to make lemonade out of strawberries and lemonade. I'm really, it's not a very good example, but you're not going to be trying to make, let's say, strawberry lemonade out of just having lemons. You're going to be doing something that's going to have you succeeding, because you're striking out on your own here, and you are, you're progressing, you're moving forward. You're not going to sit still and let, when they say mold grow under your feet, and that's probably not what it either. Never been good at sayings, but I think you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and find out what the Lenormand has to say about your reading so far. Okay, that's the Park, which is something public, social, and public. Then we have Poverty. That really seems to be aligned with your cabin energy here. And then we have, for the near future, we have High Honor. Yeah, High Honor. Trendsetter, right? That's what this card says. A person of fire is a trendsetter. So you are going to be sitting in a very good place with people in their minds, or just overall energy. The overall energy of your life is that you're sitting in high honor energy, that you're looked upon quite positively, and you are feeling positive and feeling feeling satisfied. You're feeling like you're okay, you're doing all right. This is whatever you had pursued before, you've been able to kind of turn it on a 180 here, after it making you feel right now that maybe did I make the right decisions, the choices back then? Did I pursue something that I should not have pursued? Maybe I should have waited for to get some other people's opinion, to research it further, to know more about the company, to know more about this person, to know more about the project, the event, the situation, just to have looked into it further. So I pursued it so much that I had just I had basically made this happen. I made this happen. Of course, when we focus our mind on something so much, our time and energy on something, we're going to manifest it, right? We're going to manifest it. It just depends on whether it's a manifestation that we're going to be happy with or something that we're not going to be happy with. But the thing about what I'd like you to understand, Gemini, is that, you probably do already, is that you were given something that had to kind of, I think of that song by Madonna, "You were my fortress, I had to burn. I was your fortress, I had to burn. I was your fortress, you had to burn. You were my lesson, I had to learn." So it was like it had to happen. So the had part. You were my lesson, I had to learn, and this is what this is. Whatever this was, this blessing you felt it was, that was your lesson you had to learn. The universe gave it to you because it was part of your whole path of spiritual development, of personal growth and spiritual development. It was all about you learning what it was that you needed to get control of within yourself emotionally, knowing yourself inside and out to the respect of knowing what really is best for you. To know yourself inside out so that you're making choices, wise choices, that are going to result in manifestations that are going to help you to continue feeling good about yourself, happy, and moving forward in auspicious ways, right? It's about that, and this blessing that came to you is a blessing, but it's kind of like a blessing in disguise. It was it wasn't a blessing in disguise. It was actually a lesson in disguise of a blessing. Okay, so this was something that it was something that was you engaged in socially, or it was a public knowledge, like it wasn't something that was internal for you. It wasn't something internal, is what I'm trying to say. It's external to you. So, but you were a part of it, obviously, because it was your blessing. There's something happened that you made something publicly known. It could have been something to do with being social. Going to parties, events where you met people or where you did business, stuff like that, right? Where you did business, did your job, that kind of thing. And it seemed like it was blessing to you to be part of this. It really did. And it turns out that it wasn't as great, and it had its good sides, but it also was concerning, to say the least. It was concerning to you, to say the least. And so you were trying to distance yourself from it, which is what this is. Distancing yourself, making yourself scarce, which is poverty, lack, right? Making yourself scarce so that you could get enough distance away from it that you could then to really just let it go and be on your way, like not to be part of it anymore. The relationship, the event, the contract, the whatever it is to you, you are distancing yourself from it, where you had to kind of lay low for a while because people will be calling and texting you and emailing you and showing up at your door. You may had to have gone to another location. This is a cabin. You may have had to go to another location in order for you to really put that distance between you and this situation. And so you had to lay low for a while. And so you were out of pocket, as they say. Where do they say that, out of pocket? Is it in Australia, England? Oh no, it's here in the south, the deep south of United States. Being out of pocket, right, just means you're not available, and it could mean that you just don't have the money. So being out of pocket, you were out of pocket for a while, and you've been there for a while, being detached and remote away from whatever this was that you manifested and now realize it wasn't really what you wanted to experience. But soon the divine is telling you that there's going to be a fire set underneath you, which is a good thing, okay? You're going to have the fire set up underneath you where you're going to feel motivated now to strike out again and on your own to start afresh, to actually move towards something that you may actually feel like you're being guided to, but you're going to check in to make sure that you are actually, because you thought you were being guided to this here, because it sure looked good. It had all the bells and whistles, and it was appropriate for you. It was right for you, so don't, beat yourself up. It was right for you. It was like that, like the song of Madonna's. It was your lesson you had to learn, and this was your fortress that had to be burned. So it was something that you needed in order to catalyze a movement forward, which is this. Catalyze you, put you in the catalytic position to actually springboard into something else. Okay? Because you are taking what you learned from this situation. You're going to be much more consciously aware and discerning about what you feel. Any opportunities come your way, you're going to be doing your research more. You're going to research it more, Gemini. You're going to take the time needed in order for you to really fully kind of analyze the situation, take it to your higher self, your soul, your inner God, your God, and ask for signs that this particular opportunity that you may be facing in the near future is okay, it's good for you. It's always going to be a life lesson. Okay, it's always going to be a lesson. It just depends on how harsh of a life lesson it's going to be. Because everything we get ourselves involved in has always the potential to make us grow. If we get involved in things that don't cause us to grow, it's kind of like, why do it if we're not going to grow from it? So everything, good or bad, is going to cause us to grow. So you might just get a bit of a break here. You will be getting a break here where you receive an opportunity to be involved in some way, and it's going to be something that's going to make you really happy. And you're still going to have obstacles and challenges, but not to this degree here, right? And you're going to you're going to feel okay about the speed bumps on your path with this one, because you've already been through something of an ordeal that they were very large speed bumps, and it was quite difficult to get over them, but you did. This one here is going to be much smaller, smoother speed bumps, and you're going to be happy to take those speed bumps at the right speed, because you've learned that that's what it's all about. It's about having these opportunities, these experiences that are challenges, that'll have challenges and obstacles. It's just a matter of how fast I'm going to charge towards something. You want to be able to take it at kind of like the Knight of Pentacles level, slowly, because again, the tortoise wins the race, and he's the slowest of the two, of the hare and the tortoise. So you want to take things slowly here, because you're going to be kind of researching or doing your due diligence with respect to checking out the opportunity from one phase to the next, one step to the next kind of thing. That's what this is saying, because this is you being in high honor, thought of, as being somebody who is honorable and whatnot, all the positive attributes that have to do with that, you're going to also be feeling high because you feel honored to be having this experience in the near future after what you've come out of. Okay, so let's check out what the Major Arcana has to say. What Major Arcana? Archangel Michael. This one? You have the Empress. Wonderful. Empress. That's you. See, it's kind of like this whole energy right here is kind of like the Hermit energy, where you're the energy of spending time alone, and you're not in communication. You're incognito. You're not in communication with other people at this time. That you're laying low and trying to stay out of communicating with as many people as possible. Of course, there's going to be some people that may need to know you're okay. They might be in your environment because you trust them, you allow them to be in your environment. They're not all wrapped up in this situation from the past. So you may be in incognito, but you may still have a person or two in your sphere, in your environment with you. Spending that downtime, allowing someone else to spend that downtime with you. But the Empress energy, that's the Empress who's on high. The Empress energy is being on high, but knowing that it's about checking in. It's about receiving the wisdom of the divine, allowing the divine to speak to us and through us. This is the one that wants to come in, and it's Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's Ace of Cups. All the aces are the divine's response to whatever it is that you're enduring, facing, and overcoming. When you overcome something like the world energy of the tarot, you're putting an end to a chapter to begin a new one. The new chapter will be Ace of Cups. That's a new chapter in your life. That's a new beginning of loving yourself. This is overflowing love. So this, the time that you're spending with yourself in order for you to evolve into the person that you needed to evolve into, the strong, courageous, loving, nurturing, spontaneous, but discerning, person who has so much abundance and prosperity, knowing that life is ever giving. It's just a matter of asking. You evolved into this energy of the Empress. That you could be a man, a Gemini man watching this. You could be, it's because of this very difficult time that you went through here that put you in like a dry spell kind of thing. That is you taking all the life lessons that you learned from maybe making rash decisions, or decisions that you weren't well informed about, or just wanting something so much that you were willing to kind of sacrifice something else that is important to you, of value, and something that you value, one of your values that you might have sacrificed in order to have that what you saw as a blessing at the time. And that's you leveling up into Empress energy. And this Ace of Cups is the divine saying, now that you're in this Empress energy, the evolved energy, you have a brand new beginning of self-love, and the universe loves you. This is what the universe is telling you. It loves you, it's got your back, it's taking care of you, and love is on your path. Love is on your path. So if this was like a romantic relationship, for example, you've got more love on your path coming. Great love. Ace of Cups is great love. Great big cup of love. Great big. It's beautiful. So, Gemini, let's find out more from the tarot. What we can say. Yeah, it was a lot of fun in the beginning. It was great feelings in the beginning, and you start seeing flags, red flags. 3 of Swords, there's a red flag. 3 of Swords, something that was heartbreaking to you, something that really, really, really disappointed you. something that turned sour, something that ended up being not what you expected. Somebody let you down, something let you down, something truly hurt you. And it could be you hurt yourself, because you might be, one or two of you Geminis might be thinking, it was me who hurt myself, because I know it was really my responsibility, it's my fault that I'm in the situation that I'm in, and which is very true. But other people have a hand in it too as well. So you're not, like, it takes two to tango, right? So you're not completely to blame. All right, you're not completely the one who's in the wrong. You can take half of that responsibility. And then there's the Page of Swords. So it was something that happened that wasn't necessarily positive. It was, the Page of Swords is a messenger, right? It's also a student. You're learning from this. However, something was said. Someone told you something. Someone told you, either said something to you that made you think about the situation you had yourself in, the relationship you were in, or someone said something not so nice to you. This could have been a difficult message of truth from somebody that you were supposedly in love with, and it made you run for the hills, or at least made you think about it before you ran for the hills. Or it's just something you observed from the distance, you've seen, by putting yourself in more of an objective standpoint, as opposed to being in the middle of it, being subjective. So you were able to kind of pull yourself far enough away from it for a time to really see what's going on. In other words, you might have been really studying somebody, as though in a way that you never had done before, but there was something that you noticed or sensed inside of you or heard from someone else that made you think, I need to keep an eye on this person and see what's really going on. Maybe it was your boyfriend, husband, or your wife, girlfriend, who there were rumors going around, or one of your best friends, or your best friend's best friend said to you that they seen your partner out with somebody else. And so, keep your head up, because they may be cheating on you. So now you're taking the time to really look at this person without saying anything at first. You're studying their behavior. So if they're not as, like at home, when it's just between the two of you, not as attentive and, intimate with you, not just in the bedroom, but just intimate, like sharing nudges, kisses, in the kitchen, they whisper in your ear and say, yeah, this is what happened today, they're just not being that way, attentive towards you like they were before. Something might be up with them. But that's just an example, okay? So it is something that it was information, or someone said something to you that really made you think, and it could even be the person that you're with, if it's a romantic relationship, that they said something like, I'm seeing someone else. Well, of course, you're going to, and it's public knowledge. And so they had to basically tell you, or that you already knew it, and they came to you and said it, told you to confirm it, and so forth. So we have the Six of Cups. This is the past energy, right? It's beautiful past energy. It's Six of Cups, so this is something that you may be feeling like you've run into this before, a time or two before, either with that person, and this is not just talking romantic. We're talking about business, career, education, whatever, that whoever it is that you are more connected with in the workplace, as a partner in your business, your entrepreneur, or a small business owner, or a mentor, or someone like an advisor at school. You feel like you've been in this situation with them before, or you've had this kind of experience in the past. This could be that the person that you, or the situation that you had thought was a blessing to you, finding out it wasn't everything that you thought it was. It's something of a past life lesson that you're having to overcome, to grow, to learn your lessons. Like they were your lesson you had to learn, right? So that's what it's saying here. And this is the present day energy where you are laying low and reflecting on what and why. Like, what just happened and why? It was so good. Like, why? It was like I felt it was right for me. So why did this? Like, why did it turn sour? Why did it turn negative? Why did it turn bad? You know, why? Kind of thing. And then the Nine of Swords, so it threw you into like the Nine of Swords energy, which says, I can't even, peacefully go to sleep at night without thinking about this. It's on my mind. It bothers me that much. I just feel like I'm not ever going to get through this or over this or overcome this. It wakes me up at night. As soon as I get up to go to the bathroom, that's the first thing on my mind. As soon as I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing on my mind. That's what you have been struggling with right now. With the Seven of Pentacles, we've got you now looking towards the future by looking at the past and saying, with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, what have I harvested? What can I harvest from this? What have I sown? What have I grown? Accumulated, like you see the pentacles in the tree, right? What life lessons, what thoughts, what kind of mindset, because pentacles can be seen as a mindset. What have you learned that way? What have I gained? What wisdom have I gained? This one doesn't show you that, but if you look at a tree, this guy here, this crow here, he's got fish traps in the water. And the fish go in, but they can't come back out again. So he's looking at what he's been able to catch, so that he can harvest it, right? And feed from the bounty, kind of thing. So you'd be looking at that yourself. You're looking at the past and saying, where did I go wrong? What did I do? Where did I go wrong? What kind of, what was I thinking? What kind of emotional state was I in before I got into this situation? Okay, with this people, this company, this whatever. Financial, financial, that turned out to be a financial disaster for you, whichever. But you'll be looking at the past saying, what was I thinking? How was I feeling then? And what have I learned from that since then? Because I'm moving forward with a fire under my butt, and I don't want to make the same mistakes. So you know that there's a different kind of harvest that you want to experience, and it doesn't have anything to do with what you experienced back here. And then we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is like looking at things in spilt milk perspective, but you're going to be able to see it as a result of growing from this. You're going to be able to see it from the Two of Cups perspective, which the Three of Cups is like the celebration, right? Three of Cups is a celebration of feeling like you've had your wish come true, literally, your wish come true. Whereas those Three of Cups, they end up spilling, right? They end up knocked over or broken. And that's where you're at right here in the Five of Cups energy. But you're able to now see, because of the reflection, the time spent in reflection, as an Empress energy, you're being able to see that by looking back, right? Remember, looking back, you can see your way forward. That by looking back, you're actually seeing the Two of Cups that are there. That is the promise of abundance, prosperity, love, whatever. It's the Two of Cups. It's like partnering up. It's and it doesn't have to be with a person that you're in a Two of Cups with. It could be a Two of Cups that you're partnering up with something that is right for you. You and you alone. You're moving forward because you are now feeling a whole lot better about your life. You've put distance between you and this past situation. You've done your healing. You've evolved. You're moving forward. You're now seeking the Two of Cups kind of life, where you can connect with something or someone, even if it's just yourself, but with something or someone that you are going to move forward in a loving, respectful partnership in that something, with that something, or in that relationship that you're going to be moving forward in. Let's see what's on the back of the deck. We have death, yeah, because it's death and transformation. Very good. In the Eight of Swords, as you freeing yourself with the Page of Wands, having getting some great news and feeling really, really inspired, moving forward into some good stuff. So, Gemini, you've got some great stuff to look forward to in the near future. Things are going to settle themselves down for you here. You're going to be able to lay this to rest here, all of this debacle. You're going to be able to lay it to rest, that which was supposed to be really promising for you that ended up not being so, that you're seeing that now. You've evolved as a result. You're like, it's like the Six of Swords energy now, where you take those 6 swords are the lessons that you've learned from the situation you were in, the emotional turmoil you're in with moving from rocky water to calm waters. You're moving into calmer waters, emotional waters, with those 6 swords of what you've learned from the situation. So you're doing well, and you're going to continue to do well. You have actually gained some wisdom from that. You took the time you needed, which is a very smart thing to do. You've taken the time you needed. You may still be in that time yet, but very soon you're going to be able to take what you've learned from it and make sure that you're going to take your time, any time that's needed, for you to be able to look at something that comes on offer to you or that you want to pursue. You're going to be, checking for all the I's to be dotted and the T's to be crossed, doing your due diligence, because you're not going to jump into it like you might have jumped into this. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to you. Take care of yourself, Gemini, and please like and subscribe. Bye for now.